Hi all, this is Akhil Ranji. I'm working in GMM as an application engineer of CIMATRON sheet metal. On this video we can see derived curves. So first one will be intersection. For that I will open a model. Now we can open wireframe intersection. So I has chosen some model over here. Okay. So here some solid objects are there, then few of the surfacing objects are there. So if you want to intersect this point, okay, you want to create a curve with respect to this intersection point. For that we can use the intersection object. So first we can select the either surface we can select, otherwise you can filter it and we can select that solid object, the first one. Then you can go for the second option, you can select that surface, the second one. So if you go for the preview, you can see that it's highlighted the entire outer curves. So if you said okay, you will get a curve with respect to that intersection point. Okay. So here one object is this. So if you want to highlight this one, now we cannot, if you want to extrude and we don't have any curve over here. So that time what we can do, we can go for the intersection curve. So first I select the first surface, then the second surface. So on this location we will get a curve. Okay, this is the intersection curve option. Then second one is shell out. Shell out. So here we have a solid object. So if you want to take a shell out of this object, so what we can do, we can go for shell out command. First they are asking to pick the face. Okay, so I will select the surface object. Sorry. Okay, we had to select one by one. Select all the one surface, create a composite curve. So So for this shell out option, if you want to create any shell out of this particular object, you need to select that surface. Okay, then you can go for preview. Sorry. You can select a face. Now we can create a shell out of this particular object. For that we can go for the shell out. You can directly select that surfaces where you need to create the shell out, and just change that vector into any other direction to create that shell out on those curve. So if I choose this direction, it will appear on this side. Okay, so it is created a shell out for this particular object. If you want to create any angle, you can apply the wrapped angle over here. Okay, it will give you an angle on that particular degree. This for shell out. Then the next one is form face. For form face, I will open another model for form face. Okay, so for example, if you want to create a form face, I mean it will take the entire outer surface. So we have some sketches over here, so I will choose this area to create the form face. So I will select its entire surface, display the edge, display and curve and edge. Okay, so what we can do, can go for form face. I will select this surface and go for the enter, display curve and object. If you set OK, you will get a form face of the particular curve. So if you are doing in a plane face, you will get an outer surface as well. Form face, I will choose that surface, face and OK. It will create a form face of the outer surface, outer edge. This is called form face. Okay, it's basically it's all creating the curve in a solid body. We have other option. We can use the composite curve to create these ways. If I select, I'm sorry, along with the vector 1 and last one, sorry, I'll create chain, the first one and second one and last one. Okay, it will create a composite curve. Like this also we can create, but they have provided an option called form face to create the outer edge. The next one, intermediate curve. It's very useful to create the punch line and trim line and all. So for that I will open a model. Okay, we want to create a intermediate curve for this particular surface. So you need to select the first curve and the last curve, so it will create a curves. So geometrical wise, I'm sorry, okay, here number of curve is 1. Okay, if you can increase the number of curves, so it will create multiple curves. Geometry is not coming, that we can see it in another model. So morph it, it will increase, it will change that shape of that curve as well according to that curve which we have selected. Okay, so here you can see that morph the second one. So I will go for the intermediate curve. I'll choose this one and this one. Okay, here I'll do the morphing. So you can see that it is changing from this point to this end. It is automatically changing that shape of that curve. It will matching with this second curve. Okay, if you go for the geometry, you will go for the geometrical curves only. I will unselect this point and I will select this one. Okay, go for the morph command. Okay, you can see that the changes in the curves. So in tool design, if you want to create a punch, so you can select that under 2 different radius and you can create the intermediate curve on the center of that radius. That's how we can work on tool design. So the next one is skeleton curve. skeleton curve is nothing but it's just connecting to the okay, you have a sketch like this, and if you want to connect this entire line and you need to create a skeleton for that particular curve, so that you can use the skeleton curve. You simply select that curve and go for OK. So it's connected to entire curve including sharp edge. So ignore sharp edge means it will ignore the entire sharp edge. Okay, single wire or chain, explorer segment, or other options are there. Yeah, if you can connect with chain or single wire, if we said OK, it will be a single curves. Okay, otherwise it will go for the multiple curve. Okay, it will be separated. It's about skeleton curve. So the next one will be corner. Corner is very useful tool to create that sketch edge if you want to connect, and if you want to give any radius or chamfer, we can use these corner options. So you can see multiple options over here. See, for this rectangle, if you want to create a radius or chamfer, we can go for that corner option. So you can select that entire curve. Okay, sorry, if you can select this two curve, it will asking for chamfer right now. So trim and extend is on. We can give trim and extend means it we will get a proper radius chamfer. You can change it that into radius as well. Okay, the radius you can apply over here. Otherwise corner. See, here you want to create a here you want to create a sharp corner. So otherwise we need to trim these two portion, and you can use multiple options for trimming and all. So here you can directly go for the corner, then select these two radius. It will create a proper corner and it will trim the outer bodies and all. Otherwise you can give the radius, or you can off that trim extension off, you can give. Okay, there are multiple options ways we can create this curve. Okay, I'll choose these two curves and I'll give trim and extend both sides. We'll create a radius over here. If you want to create a radius on this portion, that's also possible. It's very useful tool in creating sketches. Then this one is 2D bounding. So for that I will open a model. So you can see I will choose this surface. See, consider this may be your bottom plate, and you hear a lot of cutting are happening. So you can avoid this scrap area. You can give a cutout. You can trim this entire area. For that you can use this 2D bounding. If you give that circle oriented, okay, it will create a circle. Otherwise you can give rectangular box as well. Otherwise you can go for enclosing polygon. So it will take the minimum material. You can adjust the approximate tolerance, offset value. We can increase or we can reduce that offset value. So like that you can give the relief to avoid the more machining. And next one is object shell out. So here you have that object, and if you want to create a shell out of that particular object, so we'll go for the object shell out. I'll select this under box. Okay, and I'll select the particular face. I said okay. It will create a shell out for this entire object. So if you want to change that into this lower surface or top area, if I select this one, you will get a shell out on this. Oh, sorry. Some geometrical limitations. Okay, some geometrical illustration is happening, so but you can select that other surface as well. This is an object shell out for this particular object. Select this entire area and select this surface, so it will create a shell out for this particular lines. Then the last one is cylindrical center line. If you have any, as you can see this image, if you want to create any center line for any cylindrical object, you can use this option. Okay, this is about derivative curves.